Are you stuck with a toxic person? Maybe you're completely stuck with a narcissist, with someone who has been emotionally, mentally abusive, and you're not able to get out, or you're trying to figure out how to get out, or you're trying to set up an exit strategy. But right now, all you can say is like, hey, right now, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. We're going to dive in today a couple things to try to be able to help you reduce conflict until you can get out. Okay, until you can actually work that way to get away from an abusive person, if you can get away from a narcissist. If you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness, growth, healing, and change. It's what Raw Motivation stands for. And you can find Raw Motivations on all the different platforms. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Apple Music, Amazon, podcasts, also on Spotify. All over the place, just look up Raw Motivations. If you want to hear from the wife's perspective, check out the new podcast that we just finished the first season of called Trauma, Drama, and Life. Would love to have you interact with that, be able to hear some of her perspective. Would love to have you engage with the next level of your healing, and that would be on the NARC app. Go to narcapp.com, narcapp.com. Stands for Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Community. It's a community of like-minded people to help you get to the truth of the situation and understand what's real. To start to get more clarity in the confusion, in the crazy making that you've been through, and to get advice, encouragement from people who have been on that same journey. To be able to log in on a weekly basis to say, hey, let me engage with people that I know and recognize and go through like weekly lives that turn into coaching calls, into monthly coaching where we bring in outside guests to help you heal, grow, and change in different aspects. So check that out, narcapp.com. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, we'd love to have you reach out. You can go to rawmotivations.com, click on one-on-ones. We'd love to have you reach out there. So diving into today, what we're actually going to be looking at is the book that we've talked about for a while, The Narcissist in Your Life by Julie Hall. Now, she gives a section in there that's talking about staying with a toxic person and staying with a narcissist. Okay? Disclaimer. I am in no way endorsing that you should stay with an abuser or that you should stay with a narcissist. Okay? This is very much on the edge of some of my content and some of the stuff that I normally say because I'm always preaching leave, 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 leave. Because if you're in a relationship where it's not safe, I want you to get out. Okay? For some of you that are going through the process of setting up an exit strategy, of leaving, of getting out, this is to help you minimize some of that until you can get out. For other people, this might be a wake-up call of if you're thinking about staying with a narcissist, well, this might be some of the things you need to sacrifice in order to actually stay with them and reduce some of that conflict. But understand this is not an endorsement. If you're with a narcissist that's abusive, you need to get the hell out of Dodge. Okay? 10 things to help reduce conflict with a narcissist until you can get out. Number 1, adjust your expectations. You need to understand, you need to remind yourself that there is no like us in the relationship. There's the narcissist and then there's you coming alongside. There's not co-equals, there's not working together, there's not partners. There's one person and then everybody else is subservient to them. So you have to remember it's all about them. It's not about you. So adjust your expectations. If you want to be with a narcissist, adjust your expectations. Be like, okay, it's all about them. Doesn't matter about me. And understand that because of that dynamic, you can't change them. You can't make them any better. You can't focus on them getting help. You have to adjust your expectations. It's not going to happen. Number 2, a way to reduce conflict. Align your needs with your partners. Their needs are always going to be over yours. Their wants, their desires are always going to be over yours. You don't get a say in that, okay? They're always going to be over yours. So in that regard, if you need help with something, then you need to find something that they can help you with that they actually enjoy doing. Because a lot of times, if they don't enjoy doing it, if it's not something that they want to do, you're not going to get that help. You're not going to get that support. Number 3. It's coming from the book. This is not me. Come from the book. Help your partner feel successful. Okay, focus on what they do to help kind of like push that up. Number 4 is acknowledge the partner's strengths. Help them feel good. Don't bring up all their bad traits. Not false praise, but like help them feel good about the things that they're doing right. Okay? A lot of people are like, whoa, you're starting to lose me here. Like, I know. Like, again, this is not where I'm saying stay with a narcissist, okay? I'm not saying to stay with a narcissist. Hear me loud and clear. Number 5, you have to learn not to be defensive. Okay? It only makes things worse. It only ramps it up. You don't get an opportunity to be defensive when you're with a narcissist. So you need to lose that. Be like, okay, whatever they throw at me, like, that's totally fine. Like, I don't have the chance to be defensive. The hard thing is you need to understand when you open up, you're making yourself vulnerable for attack. And a lot of times they will do that. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. Number 6, you need to focus on working on yourself. Reconnect with you and reconnect with your goals. That might be extremely hard because of the person that you're with. That might be impossible. But if you're staying with a narcissist, you need to understand you still have to work on yourself. If you don't work on yourself, you're going to be stuck there forever, and it's going to be awful. Number 7, the book says build in happiness. Meaningful moments. Joyful moments. That means you work on building that into your life, interactions, going places, doing whatever, even if that means you're doing it by yourself. Even if that means you go alone. Number 8, connect with people. You might realize some of these are hard to do if you've been with a narcissist that isolates you, that doesn't want you to be happy, that's controlling you. Number 8, you have to connect with people, friends, family. You have to create joy. You have to find an outlet to be able to find the connection in people and community to help you continue through. Number 9, it talks about reassuring the partner that the changes you're making for yourself are not a threat to them or to the relationship, but they're just for the betterment of yourself. Hard part about this is oftentimes when you better yourself, you start realizing that this relationship doesn't work for you anymore. Number 10, plan for the future. Plan what matters to you and do it. Go with or without them. It doesn't matter. You see, you have to understand there is a cost to stay with a narcissist. There is a cost to be with this person. You have a lot of stuff you have to sacrifice and give up to them if you actually want to make it work. And you have to be able to take a look at it. My wife used the phrase of, like, you have to choose your heart. It's going to be hard to stay. It's going to be hard to go. You have to figure out which one is best for you. For her, she realized, hey, the heart of staying was too hard, and she left. Hear about it in our podcast. Because at the end of the day, she had to take an assessment and be like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. This is what's happening. Like, it's no good. Like, there's no point for me being here. It's going to be hard to leave and start over someplace else. Absolutely. But I'm going to do that because I know that's what's best for myself, for my healing, and for my family. So that's what she did. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist and you're working on your way out, some of these tips and tricks might help. But if anything, I hope some of these wake people up to understand, like, you have to sacrifice a lot to be able to give everything to this person and expect nothing in return. None of this excuses their behavior. None of this excuses what they do. My opinion is if you're with a narcissist and they're not changing, they're not being honest, they're not being vulnerable, then you need to leave. This list is just a small help, a small list to try to be able to soothe some of that until you can actually make your exit, or until you can work on your exit strategy and get out of that relationship. This is not my endorsement to actually stay with a narcissist. If you don't see honesty, vulnerability, consistent change, then you need to walk away.